Hi, I asked Ken if he's ready, and he said he's as ready as he'll ever be. So here we are. Welcome to another Tuesday evening quilt along with Kathy. Tonight we're going to do butterflies and botanicals from designs to die for. Actually, that is what Di calls herself. Janice, so nice to see you from Massachusetts. Linda from New York and Linda from Macomb, Michigan. Linda, my cousin, lives in Macomb. I really am not even sure exactly where it is, other than it's by Detroit, I believe. Marina's here from Kansas. Charlene from Colorado. Ken from across the table. And Sue Long is here from Texas. Ruth Ellen, nice to see you. Jean Bowman is here from New York. And Linda from Texas. Okay, let's see. Lee is here from Indiana. Boy, we got a good showing on Texas tonight. Vicky's here too. Jean is here from Washington. Linda is north of Detroit. Thank you. I never was able to, I just never looked it up on a map, to be honest with you. Macomb, yeah. My husband was stationed there. He knows exactly where it is. Okay, you are from Western Mass, Ruth Helen. All right. Evelyn, hi. Carla's here from Oklahoma and Joy from Australia. And there's Debbie, my friend from Glendale, which is where our daughter resides. So tonight we are going to have, yes, Linda, it was Selfridge Air Force Base. That is where he was stationed. Hi, Gail from New Jersey. Janice here too. Boy, we're going to have the whole country represented here if we keep going like this. I love it. Patsy is here from New Mexico. I don't know if you guys are hot, miserable down there, but we sure are up here right now. And they're telling us we're not going to get much relief yet this week. So we'll just deal with it. Okay. All right. Here we go. Butterflies and botanicals. Yeah, Ken? Marsha got here. Hi, Marsha, North Carolina. Yeah, like I said, we're going to have all 50 states here pretty soon. Okay, butterflies and botanicals, 5-piece set. And actually, I have 6 pieces here because I did pick up the extra plumeria, the small pointed petal template. And no, I can't say that 3 times real fast, okay? But this is what it looks like. And of course, I had to do some looking. What if we did it one way? What if we did it the other way? And you know what? It's absolutely beautiful either way you do it. These are designed to go on a tack. So the big one, I love how the big ones and the small petals fit together. They make a very pretty design, which you're going to see. Then we have the spiky. I call it a spiky because it's really a long pointed daisy petal. But again, we have the small one and the large one. Dies beautiful markings keep us going exactly where we need to be. We can use these templates either with the tack or without. We'll just get a look at both ways tonight. But the part I am most excited about is the butterfly. Oh, hi, Kathy. How are you? Can you touch on the process of using intense pencils? Yes, I will. I will do that. 91, Linda, in El Paso. You know what? It's like 87 here. So, but you guys get, I'm not sure, do you get a lot of humidity in El Paso? And Patsy's here from Ohio. Kathy, what exactly are you thinking you want to know a little bit about using the intense pencils? Just go ahead and answer that, and we'll take a look at that, okay? So what I've got is I have 2 well, actually 3 bodies for the butterfly, and it's really cool because we can use a partial wing, but I'm gonna use a full wing, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I'm going to do that, which is just a little different from the directions, but you all know that I'm going to be different from the directions, right? So here they are, very well written. Hi, Willie, so nice to see you. They are well written and very easy to follow. Now, when I purchased these, and it wasn't all that long ago, you also got a free university course with the coupon code that's in the instructions. I am not going to promise you it's still there because I really am not sure. I should have probably called today to find out. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that I have to show you. Remember I said that that plumera could be used either on the tack or by itself. Right now, where I have used it here is on the tack. Okay, so Jan says, oh, yeah, monsoon season for Linda down there, and it's always bad. Yeah. Jan says, I can see already that this set would be great for a baby quilt that is in progress with appliques of butterflies. And Jan, you are 100% right. Definitely. As a matter of fact, you all saw, I think you saw the baby quilt, the butterfly baby quilt I'm working on, and I'm thinking that maybe we should do some little butterflies like this on it as well. Hi, Terry. Terry is very close to my hometown. So good to see you, Terry. Glad you made it. You are still up in Michigan, right? It's too warm to go back south yet, although the geese are flying. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the plumera. And this is just a small, you could do it as a small flower, just with this, or as a little larger flower with this. And here they are. And what I wanna do is I just wanna show you I've got my pen more here so that I don't poke myself, how it sits on the tack. And what I do when I am going around in a circle like this, and you can see my circles are not perfect on here, but what I wanna do is show you how I move to make them better than what you see on here right now. And we're gonna come this way. Okay, so we're gonna come down and start at the bottom, and I want to line my template up here. I've got 8 reference lines ready. Pull my thread up from the bobbin, which is what I like to do. Sandy's here from Texas too. Sherry says she doesn't want to go back. Yeah, that's spoken like a true Uber. Love it. Okay, so here we go. Now, remember with arced or circles or any kind of shape like this, what we want to do is have our stitch length just a little shorter because it will help the roundness be smoother. So here we go. I'm going to take that one stitch in place and off we go. Remember to guide your hands in concert with your speed. For me, that's slow. I do everything slow. So, yeah. and that is the first rotation. Now, taking these out, I figured something out while I was getting ready for you guys today. I'm going to go ahead and lift my foot. I am now going to lift my template and turn it. And the reason why is I don't want this tack right here. Let me see if I could get that a little better. There we go. There we go. I don't want this tack to get caught up under the template. So if I turn it so that the tack is inside the template, you'll see how beautiful it just comes off of there. And I know on some with some of these templates, I feel like I really struggle to get them out. And that was kind of an epiphany for me today when I figured that out. Kathy, okay. Hi. Oh, Sandy, I already said hi to you, but hi again. Thank you so much for your kind words, too. I'm glad that you like my programs. Okay, so Kathy said, as in a circle, do you color around the edge first, then pull the color forward by using the medium for achieving the shading? Or use a stronger color first, followed by a lighter one, the medium on the medium overall? Well, Kathy, that can be that could be a pretty lengthy answer. What I'm going to do, Kathy, is I would like you to message me on Facebook. I will send you well, you've got my phone number too on sosteady.com under the education tab and instructors. Let's talk this over on the phone because we could do several different things, okay? And I kind of don't have all the stuff out to show you here. So if we could do it that way, I'd really appreciate it, Kathy. And it's really a great question, really is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide this on again. Oh, you're welcome, Kathy, anytime. I'm going to slide this on again, and now I'm going to turn it, and I am going to slide it down on the tack, and I don't line my template up until I've got my foot down because I may need to hold it off to one side or the other when I'm lining it up and getting everything in sync. And here we go. This is going to be the inside. Now, the inside's gonna have a little different tip than or the, the small template will have a little different tip than the large template. So now, this is the big question. How do we get from here over to the next line? To me, this has always been kind of like my nemesis almost. Although the 4-inch arc was really up there, this might be a close second. So what I'm doing is I'm holding the template steady and I am moving this fabric around and I'm making sure that I've got my template totally lined up. There it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the small one first and switch over to the big one. It just saves us from having to make one more switch of templates. Okay, and here we go. Again, I'm going to go ahead and pull that foot up, take the pin out, I'm sorry, take the pin tack out of the template, and now I'm going to put the other one in. There we go. And back down, and we're going to go around again. One more time. And we're going to do one more rotation. And you can see where I did not keep my stitches short here, and this is what happened. If I had kept my stitches short, I would have ended up with a nice round top on it. But I was kind of trying to hurry a little bit. Again, I'm going to hold that template and I'm going to turn it until I get to the next one. I know there's more than one way of doing this, and you use the method that works best for you, please, because the way I do it just may not be the best way for you. And here we go. Yeah, I can. Short stitches. That's right. Short stitches. Donna's here. So good to see you. I'm glad you made it, Donna. She's from North Carolina. You know, Ken said I didn't have to tell him. He noticed. I like stating the obvious. Okay, so in we go, and we're going to stop right there. Okay, now I could take it out. I'm going to turn it. I'm going to slide my thread and my tack through here. And isn't this cool? I can see this so much being used for temply. Just temply this portion and to make maybe two different temply colors would be awesome in here. Okay. Lee, I'm glad we were able to answer a question for you. Um, we're going to put the tack on the next one too before we do them without the tack. Patsy, you know what? You're absolutely right. These rulers are awesome. They do rock. Di did a great job on them. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take my tack out. And remember, if you're going to put your tack into a container like that, it's always best to either leave them on the cardboard or find something to stick them into so that when you put your hand in there, you don't come out with a whole bunch of tacks stuck to your fingers. But then again, I'm a klutz. Those things happen to me. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside. I really love these use guides. I really, really love them. I think done in 16 rotations would look so much like a sunflower, just the way Di did it in here. She calls it a sunflower right here, and she used an 8-point crosshair ruler, made 16 rotations of just the large one. And what she did, we're going to do with the other template, and that is put one behind the other. Okay, so we're going to show you how to do that. We can actually show you with both of them. That would work too. So what I'm going to do is the same basic thing as I did with the first template. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I'm going to line up my vertical center line. Now, I want to point this out. I think that it is important. Okay, let me check something. Oh, so Linda, we'll see you later, okay? Order info for the set before the show is over. Okay. Um, Now, what we've got here on this marking is actually for if you have your foot right in the center here. It's not for whether you have when you have your foot I'm sorry, when you have the template on the tack. Okay? Just want to make sure that we've got that clear. And it's like that for both the small and the large long pointed petal templates. Okay? So let me grab this and I'm going to pull up my bobbin thread, and there it is. And this one, when you're doing it on the tag, you will want to bury this thread. It's not like when we're doing it in the Spinifex style that we can just cut it off and know it's going to be buried due to the amount of rotations that are going to go across it. Now, what you can do is you can put one template on and do all of your rotations with one template. Now, when you're using the tack, we cannot do like we like to do with our Spinifex. You can't go here and then here, the north, south, east, west thing. But you certainly can go to your next reference line. And that is for me going to be right here. Now I'm going to line up that vertical crosshair and I'm going to go around again. And isn't that cool how it stops it right here? There's a lot of different ways that we make points with our templates. And that is yet another one. Okay, so now I'm going to hold that template and I'm going to turn. And it's kind of one of those things where you have to adjust for your own speed. And the reason I like to have the circle drawn in beforehand is so that I really have a point of reference. For me, that's important. Okay, and here we go. Now this looks kind of cool just by itself too, I gotta tell you. I've got one more rotation here, and I'll have all 4 in. Now, I will be honest with you, one other reason I struggle with this a little bit when I'm showing it to you guys is I've got tubes, I have cords, I have cameras, and everything in my way. So it makes it kind of a challenge, but that's okay. Challenges are good for us. They build character, right? Rita's here from Australia. Welcome, Rita. It is so good to see you. I love your lady. Linda's here from El Paso, too. We have 2 Lindas from El Paso. Did you catch that again? Yeah. Okay, so again, I'm going to pull. Whoops, I'm going to leave my needle in, but I'm going to pull my foot up. And then I'm going to lift my template and I'm going to turn it so that I can slide both my needle and the tack through the needle channel. Makes it real easy. Now, I know that I don't need to go all the way around because I already have 4 rotations finished. But what I can do is go back in the opposite direction. And to do that, I am going to put my template on the tack, line up my vertical center right here, and off we go. And this one's going to be larger. It's the same shape, but larger. Now, when we've got the needle channels, I do like to hold it kind of close to the needle channel when it's a long stretch like this. Because what I have found is if you hold one side and not the other, I have had them you can see where it kind of pops up a little bit here. Doesn't really hurt anything. it just makes it a little more difficult for me to move. So I like to do that. There we go. Got myself back. I'm gonna move everything around again. Try not to dump everything off of my table. And here we go. Take that first stitch in place. Take your time. It's a process, and it's a journey that we're taking from day one. And enjoy this journey. My goodness, it is so much fun to figure out what we're going to come up with. You just never know. So I'm going to come over to this side now. And this is a little harder to turn in this direction. There we go. Because I don't have a whole lot of fabric over here to hold on to. Okay. Okay. This is kind of good. I'm glad this happened. I am stuck right here. Okay. My 301 gets stuck on the tack. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that I've got the tack over here so it doesn't come directly behind the machine. And I know somebody is thinking, if you're not saying it, um, if you use the right size template and the right size tack, it shouldn't do that. Truthfully, most of them don't. This is a vintage machine. These were not invented at the time these machines were made. So sometimes we have to be able to work around our challenges. And for yeah, Ken said improvise. And for me, this is my challenge. So it's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker, that's for sure. What I do is I just move my whole fabric sandwich here a little bit so that this pin is not directly behind my needle, okay, or my foot. I'm going to keep it over to the side here and I'm going to line up my vertical center line just like I always would. And we're going to come around and sew it in this direction this time. And I know you guys have heard me say it probably more times than you've ever wanted to hear it. You learning to sew in all the directions with the templates is to me not just a luxury, it's just about a necessity. Because when you have that big quilt on here, and right now I'm doing a quilt, it's a full quilt. I mean, it's a real quilt. It's not just a block like we practice on. I cannot turn that quilt around every time I do a design like this that has several rotations on it. What I need to do is to make sure that I can draw those templates in any direction. I can draw them if I'm going this way. I can draw them if I'm coming this way. And even if it's all the way over here, I can draw or I can stitch those out. That is such an important skill. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and practice those designs before I do them. And to do that, I keep a few sandwiches, practice sandwiches close by, and then I'll just grab one and do it up and make sure that I am comfortable with doing it in all directions. Patsy has a question. Too many You know what, Patsy? You guys, look at Patsy's comment. Too many cool templates. Wish I could buy them all. Thank you for loving my tutorials. I really enjoy having you here and doing them for you. Okay, now, just a little poll out there. Is there anybody out there who feels as though they have enough templates? Ken's going to watch for your answers for me. Oh, thank you. Oh, Ken said that. Hi, Judy from Greenleaf, Wisconsin. Oh, this spring, my husband so lovingly purchased for me, it was for our 40th wedding anniversary, which happens to be ruby. And he knows I like diamonds. So we've got rubies and diamonds together in there. I thought that was extremely sweet. He is very generous and he is very thoughtful with gifts. Which anniversary was it that you bought the pearls with the jade and coral? There was an anniversary that coral and jade were synonymous, and he found an antique necklace made from freshwater pearls with jade and coral beads in it. Absolutely stunning. He forgot what year it is. I forgot what year it is. It's okay. He did it. He's a star. I'm gonna hang on to him a while longer. And those of us who went out for lunch today, if any of you guys are here, even considering that, we're gonna keep them around. Uh, okay, so what I am doing on this is we're gonna just do um, a partial petal. We're not using the tack on this one. Okay, Chance says, I love it. Rita's right. Carla's right. No, never. Deb has 78. She's counting. Sandy very emphatically says, no. Lee says, ha, very funny. Oh, yeah, I know. You guys are all giving the answers I was expecting to see. Linda, you need to take a couple aspirin, call me in the morning. Okay. Because obviously she has something wrong. She says, I have too many. And Jan said if they say that, may have to call the doctor. I love it. Kathy, did you see that I went to your site to order a panel in order to? Yes, I did, and they're going out tomorrow. They're going to be picked up. Oh, okay, Linda's husband saw her inventory list yesterday and thought it was the wish list. I love it. Oh my gosh. Ken never says a word about how many I have. I tell him it's a business expense, honey. Oh, works every time. What can I say? Okay, so what I've done here, and I want to show you this before we get going. What I've done is this is 16 rotations. I'm going to show you how to do this on 8. I'm not going to use all 16. I'm going to use 8, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm only going to do as far as here because I am anxious to do this one in the same with the same treatment, okay? Provided I can figure it out. We should be able to, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to stitch a complete rotation. I'm going to stitch until my needle hits the rotation that I did prior to the one I am doing this time. Sandy? Oh, hi, Sandy. It's okay. We got it. We got you covered. We've got it recorded. Thank you, Ken. And it'll be playing again and again and again. By the way, guys, just so you know, Stacy's the one who does all the scheduling. So when you get sick of watching me, just turn it off, you know. Oh, we've got so many beautiful videos to watch and learn. all of these wonderful templates and rulers. It's like you can't get enough of them. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, and I just moved my template. I really didn't want to do that, but I'm going to just put it back. I'm going to use my spacing gauge, make sure that I'm right where I need to be, and it looks pretty good to me. So now I'm going to come back to the center. There we go. And I'm trying to overcompensate, and I shouldn't do that because if I trust the measurements, which I do, they're going to be fine. Okay, so back to the center, needle down. I'm going to rotate my template. Remember, this is with 16 reference lines. I'm going to do this half with only 8 reference lines. So again, I'm going to come all the way up. Remember to slow down a little bit when you get to this point here where you're going to be able to fall off of that corner a little bit. And if you do, it's just a small one, so you don't have to worry too much. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to come all the way back to the center. And now we are traveling. The wonderful thing about guided free motion, which is what we're doing with our templates, guys. This is guided free motion. What's good about it is as long as we keep that template stable, we're going to be perfect every time. Pardon me? I skipped one. Yes, I did that on purpose. Yeah. Duh, Ken didn't hear me. Now that's nothing new. Is this ruler part of the botanical set? Yes, Jan, it is part of the botanicals. Yep. Linda, you and Patsy are sisters? How awesome is that? Yes, you could share rulers, definitely. Hi, Julie. Nice to have you here. We're happy you're here too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this last one in. The one, Jan O'Grady, the one that is not part of the set is the small plumeria template. This is a separate purchase, okay? And I think it was because they didn't have it ready when the set came out. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go one more time and come around. Remember to stop when you hit this previous rotation. Okay, we're going to come around like this, come back. Now, I'm going to do one other thing for you. One other thing that I thought about that I wanted to do earlier, but didn't because I forgot. Okay, so I'm back at center. So what I want to do is I want to add a little bit of an embellishment in this. And you guys, to me, this is the ultimate way to add an embellishment to anything. I mean, truthfully, just twist that template until it touches the line of stitching. Go out a ways and then come back. Okay, I'm going to do this one too. Can I do that? Absolutely. If you forgot, you really want to do it, you just go back and do them all. It's not a problem. And it's going to look like you did it on purpose when you came around the first time. That's right. Nobody's ever going to be the wiser. I won't tell if you don't tell. How's that? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take that off. Isn't that awesome? I really like this. I think that it's just a very nice design. and it will fit with so many different things. We're going to be doing a panel in the very near future. It's going to be a poinsettia panel. Somebody is snarky. Okay, so Sandy says all you teachers make this look so easy. Sandy, I gotta tell you, do you know how long I practiced to be a teacher? It didn't happen quickly, trust me. Yeah, we are supposed to make it look easy, and with the proper amount of practice, it's going to be easy for you to do too. Definitely. Lori has joined us from Arizona. Hi, Lori. Nice to see you. So let's go ahead and let's do a couple of these with the big, oh, you know what? It's gonna look awful. It's going to go over the other one, and I don't want that. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna draw ourselves a new crosshair. Okay? And that won't take long, and we've got plenty of room here. This is a practice panel or a practice piece. I'm not gonna do all of it, so I'm only gonna do part of it. And we're gonna go here, here. Now, my question is, did Di do 8 rotations or did she do 16? And which one do we wanna do? Do we want to do this where the daisies are every other one is done in the whole rotation and every other one is drawn from behind? Here, what we can do is the same thing, except we're alternating the sizes. You see, we've got the big one in the back and the small one in the front. And then the sunflower is done with the tack, and it's done where each petal comes out from behind the other. So there are our choices. We can also do a tulip by doing a partial, a full rotation, and then another partial. So there's a lot of different flowers that Di is showing us that we can use here. Okay? Yeah, we'll figure it out as we go along. What do you think? Yeah, Linda, you definitely do. I definitely needs to put this on a wish list. Lois made it from Delaware. Hi, Lois. Good to have you with us. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a 16 rotations. I'm only going to do half of it though, okay? So, huh? So, well, you know what? Guys, seriously, think about this for a minute. What better gift for Christmas, right? And, you know, if he doesn't know which ones to purchase for you, send me a wish list. And give him my phone number. I'll talk to him and tell him which ones you want. No problem. We'll have them shipped directly to him. And so Steady does also sell gift certificates. So there's no excuse for him not to buy you templates for the next holiday, right? We've got everybody offering to help. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's do, this is a hard decision because I want to do all of them. I think we're going to use, let's do the tulips, okay? Because I still have the butterfly to do, and I really, really want to get to the butterfly. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we're going to put our foot down in the center, and we're going to bring up our bobbin thread. Okay. And there we go. I'm going to turn this around so it's coming at you and you can more clearly see. I want to make sure you got a whole view here. Okay. Oh, goodness. Somebody's going to start barking here in a second, and I'm going to apologize. But we got a loose dog in the neighborhood. Yeah. There's some treats right behind the TV, huh? If you want to divert her attention, there's some treats behind the television. Yeah. Yep, she didn't keep it up for very long. Okay, so there's my first rotation, right? We want that first rotation to be a complete rotation. So let's take a look. We're right here. I've just done number 1. Now we're going to come to one side and do number 2. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rotate my template, and I am only going to stitch until I hit this rotation. And then I'm going to come back to center. Now, one other thing I should mention is if you want all of the lines of stitching to be the same weight, in other words, the same amount of stitching, you can always go around that first petal of this tulip twice. And I am not really sure what just tickled my husband's tickled my husband's tickle bone, but he sure found something amusing. Huh? Sandy? Uh-oh, my puppies are listening and heard you say, "Oh, Sandy, I'm so sorry." Most people who know me know that my dogs think that there's somebody here visiting when I'm talking on on my headset. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so now I've gone ahead and I have twisted my template to the opposite side. And we're just going to, there we go. And now I'm going to repeat on the opposite side. Now these templates, you do not need to put stable tape on both sides because they are symmetrical. And remember, the only ones we really need to make sure we've got template or a stable tape on both sides are our asymmetrical templates. Okay, so here we go back to center, and we're going to go ahead and take this one out. And there is a beautiful little tulip. Don't you love it? I think it's adorable. And if you're doing something with spring in mind, how appropriate would it be to put tulips on it? I think that would be perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna try and cut that thread. All I've got to do is be able to see it. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at the butterfly. Is this butterfly to die for or what? I love it. I absolutely love it. So let me get the butterfly templates out. Do you see where Casey is, Ken? Our little one just decided to go under the rug and take a nap. He covers himself right up. Okay, let me see here where we're going to go. We're going to start here. I think that'll work. Eh, there we go. Now, the reason I'm going to start here, you're going to see this in just a minute. I do not want to start at the top and I don't want to start at the bottom. I'm going to start, about a third of the way down this long template here. This is going to be the where the wings attach and the body attaches. Okay, so we'll take our one stitch in place and we're going to head down and back up, taking your time all the way around. I'm going to stop here and cut those threads off. And this time I am not going to move that template. There we go. Now I can get rid of them. Okay. And up and around. And I'm going to come back down just a little ways. Okay. Lift my foot up. And what you're going to see is all I've got it. You know what? That's really actually kind of cool leaf too, if you wanted to put it with your tulips. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little body and I am going to make sure that I stay within my 1/4 inch. Okay, here we go. I'm going to come down and the 1/4 inch is just going to touch where we just stitched where the wings take off of the body. And I'm going to come back around. There's his head and there's his body. Now, the one thing that I added, well, I added a couple of things, but one of them was antenna. So what I did was I just kind of moved these templates around. Whoops, that's the wrong one. I want to go here. I moved the templates around to get a nice arc for his antenna, his or hers. I don't know. Antennae. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Okay, so not only that, I want them to be pointing in the other direction. So this one you will want to have staple tape on both sides. So I'm going to just, whoops, I should have done this before I took my template off, but no worries. Okay, and I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to stitch up and stitch back down. And the dreaded T word, we're going to travel a couple of stitches. There we go. And I'm going to hit that at a more severe angle and come back down. And there is my butterfly's body with antennae. Okay. And there we go. Now, think that looks like a butterfly yet, guys? Oh, yeah. The set that I'm using, Lori, is the Butterflies and Botanicals, and that is this set right here. And this was designed by Designs to Die For, right here. Diane Russell, one of our educators. She did an absolutely beautiful job on this. It's just a fun set to use. Okay, so I am done with this. This is kind of nice. If you want to have a wing on each side of the butterfly, so it doesn't look like a caterpillar, yes, you can use this body because this body will make it look like it is straight on. Okay? I don't have all that much time to show you that tonight. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line my wings up. And what I want to do is I want it to come out just maybe halfway over this wing, if, I don't know, bone or whatever it is. I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my foot down first and pull my bobbin thread up. Okay, there we go. And yes, I do pull a lot of bobbin thread. I'm not really sure why. I just want to I guess because I really want to make sure that I've got a good grip on it. I don't want it to go anywhere. Linda's back from tacos, and she even did the dishes. You are good, Linda. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to hold my template here, and this is an outside curve, guys, outside curve. And what happens with an outside curve is that we need to be more in tune with the direction that we are going in. I find for myself that I can easily get distracted and look away from the template. And if I do on an outside curve, I end up in the next state. I mean, really, I make a mess of things. So you really want to concentrate and think about where you're going. I can get that out of my way now. The other thing I want you to notice, I'm holding it with two hands. I've got this thumb holding it down here, and these two fingers holding it over here. You see how this template comes way up off of the fabric if I don't have an equal pressure on both sides of it. And that could create a real problem. Our foot could slip underneath here. Our needle could hit the template. It would break the needle, hopefully not end up in your eye. But you could break your needle, break your template, throw your machine out of time, and then you would have to bring it to the sewing machine doctor, which I hate doing, but we all have to do it sometime. But if we can avoid it, let's avoid it. So now I'm switching over, two fingers on my left hand, one on my right. Again, using those points, and those points are where I place my staple tape. And we're going to come down and around. Now, again, I'm going to turn things a little bit, and I'm doing this because I want you to be able to see things clearly. And we're going to finish up the body of our butterfly. And there we are. Perfect. Well, almost. Okay, so there's our butterfly, and he's cute, but far be it for me to leave things alone, right? I just like to overstitch everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these appear to be three different wings. And the way that I am going to do that is I am going to put my needle in right where those two angles meet. And I'm going to pull up my bobbin thread. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reset my foot because it cut loose on me again. You see that? And I knew it was doing it down here when it was skipping stitches. But this is a practice piece. To me, it was more important to keep stitching than to stop and fix the foot. If this was on a real project, I would have stopped, believe me. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to get what I think is a really good angle of this coming down, and it's going to stop at the body. But this template is not long enough, is it? Well, there's a lot of ways that we can fix that. And one of them is we could take this template, slip it back on, and use it to make that nice curve. Okay, that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is to go ahead and use this, and then when we get so far, we would turn the template and come down further. Now, do you guys want to see me do it with the wing or with the body? The body is pretty straightforward. So I am going to ask you, yes, Therese, caterpillar is correct. Yep. So, oh, the wing. Donna says the wing, Jan says the wing, Linda the wing. Yep. I kind of expected that. Yep. Wing, wing, wing. Okay. Well, you have spoken and I will deliver. Okay. Participate. Oh, yeah. I like it when you guys participate. I think it's wonderful. Okay. So here we go. Is it going to be exactly the same distance as this one? Probably not. Do I mind that? Absolutely not. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take that first stitch in place. I'm holding my wing down. I'm going to come this far, right about there. And now I'm just going to move it down. I'm going to try and keep it with um, the same angle. And the way I can do that is I'm looking back here and you can see where my stitching is. And if I were to move this wing up, you can see that I have the same distance between the template and the stitching all the way. So that way, by just moving it down, I'm keeping that angle consistent. Yeah, I'm winging it, Linda. Oh my gosh, you are so witty. Linda's in one of my classes and she comes out with some good ones like that. I just appreciate that kind of humor totally. Now, what I want to do is I want to bring this down this way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that with my spacing gauge. I'm going to make sure that I end up right there. Okay, actually, what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and put these embellishments in first so I don't have to redo this line. Oh, well, you know what? It doesn't matter because I'm going to use the other template to do the embellishments. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to come in this on this angle here. I'm going to use my spacing gauge, make sure that I end up exactly where I want, and off we go. Now, if I'm really confident, and I could break thread and come back. I really could if I wanted to. But if I'm really confident, I will just travel back and it will be perfect because I did not move this template. Not one little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these threads. Okay, here and here. How are we looking, guys? You liking this butterfly? I'm loving it. Now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to take the caterpillar part. No, I'm not. I'm going to do this one. Okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to just turn this in a little bit. Now, you'll see we don't have a line to follow on this. So we really are winging it on this one, okay? This first one, I'll go ahead and use my spacing gauge, and I'm going to use a 1/2 inch because I want to come halfway between the first line of stitching and my template. So I'm going to take that first stitch in place and off we go. Remember, do not move this template, and we're going to travel back. And there we go. Back to the beginning of my embellishment. I'm going to repeat with my 1/2 inch space. Do you ever use your 1/2 inch? I don't use mine very often, but I'll tell you, for a project like this, it sure comes in handy. I love it. I'm just going to move this down so that I don't fall off of here. Okay. Yeah. I was just going to say, I haven't dropped anything today. I almost did. Oh gosh, I was so proud of myself. Okay, off we go. Now this one I might want to come out a little longer. That's okay. And come back in. Oh, and somebody is feeling very neglected right now. Okay, and I'm going to do that again. And you can do this as many times as you want. You really can. And then I am going to do one more line, and then I am going to do one more embellishment. I have not done this one before, so it'll be new. Okay. And I'm going to have to grab a template. So while I am doing that, what I'm going to do is have Ken draw for next week's template the basket. Okay, I'm going to take this off. Okay, there we go. Drum roll. He's going to tell us what next week is. Okay. He has chosen Spinifex 7 for next week. And I knew exactly where my template was, so it was very easy to get. So what I'm going to do here, can't guarantee this is going to fit, but we're going to give it the college try, okay? Okay. I think this will work, guys. And I'm going to pull that up. Oh, I'm running late again. Surprise. You know what? I don't think I've gotten you guys out of here on time yet. Oh, see, I just like hanging out with you guys. That's all. Small eye circle in the lower portion. That would work too. That would work too. And I thought about putting a circle in. Hi, Ernestine. Glad you could make it. Oh, a little heart border would be beautiful. Okay. And in we go. And I'm going to come here and do the other half. This just fit perfect. How about that? Whoops, there we go. Let me go ahead, cut the thread. And there's our little heart. It could have been placed better, but yeah, it's okay. So I love the butterflies. I love the butterflies. Would you hand me that quilt right there, please? That pink one? And I wanna show you where I think I have the perfect spot to use these butterflies. You know, a lot of times we don't get an opportunity to show you in real life how we would do things. And that was one of the goals that I had when I started presenting this Tuesday and Wednesday classes. Sadly, it never seems to get that far. We really don't. But this is obviously a real life quilt for a little girl who's not been born yet. And what I did was I did use some templates in here, and I also used some free motion. The templates on the sashing, and what you'll see is I stuck some little stars in here with my meandering. And I'm thinking those butterflies are going to make an awesome border across here. Definitely going to use them for the border, the outside border of this quilt. You know, there's so many things that we can do with our templates. We can fancy them up. We can, we could dress them up. We could dress them down. We can do them, make so many different things out of one template that it just sometimes boggles the imagination. And what I like to do is I encourage everyone, grab some paper, pencil, your stitching line discs, a good eraser. Okay, I do have a good eraser. I don't use the eraser on the pencils. That's the eraser that I use. Yeah, I wear them out, but that's okay. They're cheap. Okay. Draw it out, draw things, let your mind go crazy because there is so much that I know you can unleash inside of you, and so many of you already have. It's so fun to see what you guys do. So please don't stop posting in Westerly by me. I do try to get on there to, to comment on your quilts and stuff. Um, I do sometimes have trouble being able to, find the time to get on. Teresa asked a question, and I think it's a great question. She says, "What would I recommend for a southwestern quilt with large open areas?" Um, you know what? I can see, I'd have to see the quilt to be able to really give you a real educated guess, but I'm thinking something like cross-hatching, cross-hatching and straight lines, angled lines like this. With Southwest, I find lines are used a lot in the quilting with those quilts, and that looks gorgeous. Echoing, 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 echoing. You can never go wrong echoing anything. So, you could do it. You could do it. And Teresa, please, when it's done, oh, diamonds too. Yes, Linda, you're absolutely right. Diamonds work well too. Don't forget, Teresa, to please post it in Wesley by me so we can see what you did and let you know how much we love it. Oh, guys, I guess we need to sign off for another week. I so appreciate you being here. I really do. I look forward to it more than you know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Please also go to 906 Quilting YouTube channel and like, subscribe, and share there as well. And under the SewSteady.com educator tab, when you pull down, you'll see the instructors. And if you go onto my instructor page, leave me a comment. Those are so appreciated. You just don't know. Um, And most important, just thank you for your time and your support. You guys are awesome. I love this. I love you all for being here. And until we meet again, let's quilt.